I have a confession to make. I procrastinated writing this speech. Really procrastinated. I've had weeks, months, even years to prepare. I had reminders, outlines, created bullet points, all the things you're supposed to have. But somehow, even after all this time at St. George's, a place that's taught me more about time management than any planner could have, I still found myself staring at a blank screen nights ago. And yet, in the pressure, something clicked. Maybe it was adrenaline, maybe it was panic, or maybe it was everything this school has quietly taught me over the years. Not about managing my time, but about managing myself, my hopes, my fears, my messy, unfinished drafts. And now somehow I'm standing here with a finished speech and a full heart. Procrastination is usually painted as a weakness, but today I want to offer a different take. Sometimes the things we put off the most are the things that we care about the most. They're the things that feel too big, too meaningful, too emotional to put into perfect words. And how do you write about leaving a place that's become your second home? How do you thank the people who made you who you are? Maybe that's the irony. We procrastinate because we think we're running out of time, when really we're just overwhelmed by how much this all really matters. We delay because we want to get it right. We live our lives minute by minute, especially here at St. George's, hurrying to classes, chasing deadlines, counting down the days until we're in college. We're always running towards something, whether that's next grade, the next goal, the next version of ourselves. Time feels like the race we're constantly trying to win. But time is strange. It's not just clocks and calendars, it's emotional, and it shapes you in ways that you never saw coming. When I made the decision to reclass while choosing St. George's, I thought I was messing up the timeline. I worried I had fallen back. 1 year, just 1 year, felt like it might unravel everything. I didn't know what I'd lose, what I'd miss, or who I'd leave behind. But that year gave me everything. It gave me the chance to run for senior prefect, an honor I wouldn't trade for the world. It gave me the opportunity to go on Rogers Scholars, to meet people who have challenged me in ways I thought and helped me grow in ways I couldn't have ever imagined. But that extra year didn't set me back, it set me free. Because in a world that teaches us to treat time like it's slipping through our fingers, St. George's taught me something else, how to slow it down. This community gave me the permission to slow down, the courage to trust my own timing, and the grace to see that the year I once feared would hold me back was the one that actually carried me forward. So as I stand here now, I know I was never behind. I was just becoming. And I didn't become alone. Everyone here, you've impacted my life in ways big and small. But to my closest friends, the ones who become like family, thank you. That kind of friendship isn't something everyone gets to have. You saw me for who I am and never asked me to be anything else. Because I was so welcome here, I had the courage to share my personality and fully be myself. So let me try to slow it down one last time before we depart and thank those who have made my time here the best 3 years of my life. First, to the people who stood beside me this year, every day, my fellow prefects. For Tanner, Claire, Bogus, we were probably the most different set of people I've ever known. Different personalities, different styles, different ways of leading, and thank God for that. Because we didn't just work around our differences, we fit because of them. When one of us was discouraged, another brought hope. When someone felt overwhelmed, someone else stayed calm. We didn't try to lead the same way. Instead, we led together. And I'm not just a better leader because of you, I'm a better person. And there's someone else I want to thank, Kiara. Your leadership never left us. Your presence and your heart for this community anchored us. You reminded us what it looks like to lead with humility and to care deeply without needing credit. You'll always be a part of this team, and we'll always be forever grateful for you. To the Honor Board, Yanni, Yosh, Emerson, Stearns, and especially to Owen Gooch, thank you. Thank you for holding us to a higher standard, even though it was hard. For leading with principle, and for showing us that integrity isn't something you talk about, it's something you live. Owen, your example made this school stronger. Thank you for being that kind of leader. Now, before I let this moment go on, I want to speak about the people I walked this road with, my family. Tanner, you're one of the ones I could always lean on. You were the first person to show me around this school when I was a new sophomore, and somehow you never stopped doing that. You've always had a way of making people feel at home, even when they didn't know they needed it. You've embodied what it means to be a prefect since freshman year, not because of the title, but because of your heart. You are our anchor, and I hope you know how much that meant to me. Bogus, you are truly the joy in our group. You reminded us over and over why we said yes to this role in this first place. When things got overwhelming, your laughter brought us back. You had this way of reminding us to take it one day at a time and to never lose sight of the people who we were doing it for. Behind so many of these moments, you came through for us, especially when we need your acting and skits. Claire, you pull people in. You don't just lead with compassion, you live it. You have this rare, beautiful gift of making everyone around you feel like they matter and that they're seen in ways that stays with them. I still remember your first week of preseason, and when we were in Arden, both of us were completely overwhelmed, trying to figure out how we're even going to do this, and somehow we made it. Now looking back, I truly can't imagine doing it with anyone else. We were a unit, not always polished, not always perfect, but one thing is, we were always real. There's no version of this journey where I make it without the three of you. And like this year, I don't want to finish this speech without you three. It just wouldn't feel right because we're stronger together.
As we reflect on the people who helped shape this year, I want to begin by thanking Mr. Wards. Thank you for being the kind of mentor who didn't just manage us, but guided us. You turned every prefect meeting into a space where we could talk, plan, and grow. Thank you for reminding us that leadership is about listening just as much as leading. And to Mr. Jones, thank you for being our backbone. You believed in us on the days we didn't believe in ourselves. You showed us that strength doesn't always have to be loud, but to be ourselves. You gave us space to fail, space to reflect, and space to become. And to the entire faculty, thank you. You taught us how to think, how to ask better questions, how to speak with purpose. You challenged us when we needed to be pushed, and caught us when we needed to be reminded we were still learning. We're not just walking out of here with knowledge, we're walking out with confidence and clarity. And to the remaining classes, enjoy your time on the hilltop. It really does go by quickly. This place is so special, and I'm so grateful for my time here. I've learned so many valuable lessons, met so many amazing people, and I've made unbelievable memories. I just want to thank you one last time to my family, friends, teachers, coaches, fellow prefects, and most importantly, thank you, St. George's.
As Tanner finished, recognizing the entirety of the student body is undoubtedly the most important thing when it comes to thank yous. When we think about the backbone of our school, what lies at our core are each other, our peers. The intricate formation of our student body makes every year different. No 2 years are the same, and boy, were we different. This year's student body is unlike anyone we've ever seen. While I don't want to speak for others, I don't think any of us would change it for the world. To the students of St. George's, you were the soul of this year. Each and every one of you brought something that made this year exactly what it was supposed to be. Every smile in the hallway, every cheer in the stands, every weekend adventure, every time you showed up, not because you had to, but because you wanted to, those are the moments we will carry forever. You all made this year what it was. Most importantly, I thank the underclassmen and rising seniors because it was this student body that made the class of 2025 seniors. When I look back on our time on the hilltop as sixth formers, I will look back smiling, remembering the peers alongside our reign as seniors. This year was beautiful for so many reasons. Thank you for being one of them. And last, but absolutely not least, to the class of 2025. Where does one even begin? There are no books long enough to express my gratitude for what we have created as a class. But what I can say is that there will never be another us. We wrote ourselves into the history books of this little hilltop in our own special way, something that can never be changed or taken. You all mean the world to me. We learned, grew, and changed, but what we are leaving with, most importantly, is the best childhood a kid could ask for. Thank you, class of 25, for showing me what it really means to be a kid. My one wish would be to stay a child here with you all forever, but if I'm forced to grow old, I'm forever proud to have been a dragon.
There's an old saying that goes, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." Whether this comes as a shock to you or not, I can honestly say I've never struggled with this during my time at St. George's. This is because I've been lucky enough to share this time with all of you guys, specifically the class of 25. What makes living at SG so special more than anything is the fact that you get a little bit of everything, which I immediately learned in Wheeler. No matter what time of day or night, Cherub was willing to give you a haircut in the upstairs bathroom. If you were bored, the never-ending prank wars provided a constant source of entertainment. While we didn't realize it at the time, we were creating friendships and memories that will last a lifetime. To next year's prefects, Maddie, Fitzy, Charlie, Lindsay, and Graham, there's no doubt in my mind you guys will all do a great job, but I'll leave with you one piece of advice. You have all made enough an impression on your classmates who have been selected for the position, so make the most of it. You only have 1 year to leave an impact, and never lose sight of the reason you're there in the first place. While it wasn't always easy, Tanner, Claire, Ireland, and I have enjoyed every minute of it, simply because we love this community. As a class, we've all changed a lot since freshman year, but our individualities and what makes each and every one of us unique have stayed the same. How lucky are we to have had the opportunity to grow up surrounded by the most amazing group of people? While I'm very sad our time at St. George's has come to an end, I'm mainly grateful that I got to create a group of friends I consider more like family and have stories that I can tell about this place for the rest of my life. Before I go, I want to give a special thanks to my advisor, Mr. Lewis. I really don't think I would be up here today if it wasn't for you. I understand being my advisor probably wasn't the easiest job, but you have guided me to where I am today, and I'm endlessly thankful. You've made an impression on me and countless other students during your time here, and I know you'll be missed.
If I can leave you with one piece of advice, it's this. Don't let the world rush you into becoming someone you're not. Procrastinate just a little if it means taking time to grow into the person you're meant to be. Wait for the right words, take the long road, but when the time does come, whether it's the night before a deadline or a moment your name is called to walk across the stage, take the opportunity. Because if there's one thing St. George's taught me, it's that the most meaningful things in life take time, and sometimes they're worth waiting for. But more than that, St. George's taught me that we don't leave places like this behind. They live in us, in the people we've become, in the friendships that don't fade just because we don't have class tomorrow, in the memories that show up out of nowhere and lead us and stop us in our tracks years from now, reminding us who we are and how far we've truly come. We're not losing this place. We are this place. And no matter where life takes us next, our impact doesn't disappear. We've left something behind that can't be undone. Class of 2025, we've made our mark. And so hold on to this. Let it remind you who you are when the world tries to tell you who to be. Let it remind you that you belonged and you will always belong. And wherever you go next, remember you're not starting over. You're just carrying St. George's with you forever. Thank you.